Today, we're going to do a Zepbound shot. I do the shot with the vials that come in this box. I already have another video that shows how to do the vial shot, but there's so many questions that people ask on the other videos that I decided to make a more complete video that will cover everything and what people asked that I couldn't really predict on my last video. So first of all, I buy my Zepbound shots through Lilly Direct, and I choose to buy the vials because they were the cheapest option back when I purchased them. I'm currently in Brazil, so I bought 3 months. I don't know if the price is still the same or if other options are cheaper now. I have to check because I actually can't access the pricing from here, the American pricing. When I go to the website, it shifts to the Brazilian site. But when I left the US, this was the cheapest option. So I'm going to show you right here. This is what I have. I'm taking the 12.5 milligrams. So I want to start by saying that I'm not a doctor. The way that I do these shots is based on the manufacturer instructions and my research and just my experience. I've been doing this for a long time, so I have my preferred way of doing the shots, but I'm not a doctor. I order my shots through Lilly Direct and I get the little shot, right? So usually it's one box with 4 shots for a month. Sometimes it's one box and 4 little boxes inside, and each one contains a little vial. And I also purchased the supplies. So it comes, I think it's $5 extra for the supplies. And it comes with 5 syringes, a couple of these alcohol swabs, and it also comes with gauze in case you bleed. But it never happened to me, so I never used the gauze. But the medication also comes with instructions. So if you're getting Zepbound or if you're getting any other GLP-1, you should be reading the instructions. This video is just to show, kind of like to give you a visual of how it looks like and some confusing things that sometimes the material that comes with the medication doesn't cover. One thing that's important to note is that there are different lengths of syringes. I order mine from Lilly Direct and they send this short length syringe. It's 6 millimeters, 1/4 of an inch, and it fits 1 ml. Sometimes they send ones that fit 0.5 ml, which is exactly what you're supposed to be drawing. So you have to pay attention to which syringe you got. So even from Lilly Direct, they will send different syringes. I never got a syringe that was longer than 6 millimeters, and that's the size of the actual like little tip. But just make sure to check, because if you have a long syringe, you're not going to fully insert that, because that will be a little bit too much. You might have to pinch. There are other instructions when your syringe is bigger. If you are not really okay with using a syringe, and if you cannot get or choose not to get the other options, which are the pen, or there are 2 different kinds of pen, I think now. There is an auto injector that you can buy on Amazon. I'm going to list it down here. And this auto injector just makes it easier to administer the shots. It pretty much turns a regular syringe into an auto injector. And you can use it multiple times. It's really helpful if you get queasy, if you don't really feel good about injecting yourself. And I know a lot of you that are watching this video, this is why you're here. It's because you're a little worried. In the beginning, I used the auto injector. Now I'm already so used to this. I've been using Zepbound for over a year now, and before that I used Mounjaro, so I don't really use the auto injector anymore. And since I was traveling, I didn't want to take more stuff that I didn't need, so I did not bring it. I'm going to do it without the auto injector. And now we're going to get started. So you're going to take the alcohol swab that comes with your kit. If you don't get the kit from Lilly Direct, just make sure to buy something similar so that you can clean, because you're supposed to clean the vial. So I'm going to try to see here if I can get it on the screen. There is a little lid. It's different for the intensity of the drug. Every dose is different. So for 12.5 is blue. So then over the top here, let's see if I can show you. There is like a little plastic. This is so difficult to get. There is a plastic thingy in there. That's what you're going to puncture, and that's what you're going to clean. All right, that's clean. what I like to do is also use this to clean the areas. So I'm going to do it on my stomach. I always do it on my stomach. And if you want to know why, I'm going to put a video up here that talks about a study that shows that the stomach is the best area. It was a very small study, so it's not like the best thing to base yourself off of. It was only, I think, like 60 people, something like that. But the people that injected themselves on the stomach had more appetite suppression. If you're interested in seeing, I'm just going to put the video somewhere up here. So I'm going to inject on this side. Every week, I change the area. I always inject in the stomach, but today I'm going to inject over here, and then maybe next week I'm going to inject over here, and then over here, and then over here. So I try to not get the same area, because if you keep hitting the same area, it could create scar tissue. And if it creates scar tissue, that's going to most likely make it harder for the medication to be absorbed. So you don't want that. Some people like to do different parts of the body, and that's okay too. I just prefer the stomach. I think that you can do it on your arm and on your leg. I'm going to show you how to do in the stomach. So this is a syringe. Sometimes, again, this will be different. Sometimes it has another cover on the back. But anyways, you have to take the cover out. And I'm going to show you here the numbers, because this is something that people are always asking me. So this one fits 1 ml. So let's see if I can show it here. So it has all these numbers. And if you look down here, it says 1 ml. So that's what it fits. You're supposed to draw 0.5 ml, so half of this. So what we're going to do is we're going to get air inside of this. And no, this is not contaminating anything. This is from the manufacturer. They asked to do this. And you're going to put this in that little part, in the little gray part in the middle. And you're going to inject the air. This just makes it easier for you to draw the medication out. So now, it doesn't matter what dose you're getting. It doesn't matter if it's 2.5, if it's 7.5, 12.5. You are always going to draw 0.5 ml. This is the quantity of the drug. So what I'm going to do, let me see if I can turn this to the camera, is I am going to pull. So I put the whole syringe in there, and I'm going to start pulling until I get to 0.5, right? And you can even pull a little bit further. And then afterwards, you just get rid of the extra. So you will notice right now I pulled to, let's see if we can get it here. I pulled to 0.6, right? So 0.5 would have been there. I'm at 0.6. I'm going to take this out. There's a little medication left in here, right? Some people sorry, this is really difficult to get on camera, but there's a little bit left in there. And there's a little bit left in here because I'm only supposed to use 0.5. I'm just going to squirt it out until I get to 0.5. Because I don't want to use more, because it's just not the way that's supposed to be. The manufacturer says use 0.5. That's how I do it. Some people use the rest of the medication. I think it's kind of silly, because if you need more medication, just up your dose. If you're starting to use more of the ml, it's kind of hard. If you're using more quantity, not more intensity, it's kind of hard to gauge how much you're taking. And these things have like a rhythm that you're supposed to be following. That's why, it goes up 2.5 milligrams per dose. It starts at 2.5, it goes to 5, 7.5, 10, 12.5, and on and on. If you were taking more quantity than you're supposed to, now you don't know what's the concentration on your body of this medication. It gets a little funny. I just prefer to take what they tell me to take, which is 0.5. So here you go. You see, it's right where the number is. And now I'm going to inject it. So they say it's not really good to pinch while you inject. I like to pinch just to get the needle in. If you don't like watching injections, then don't watch this, because I'm going to inject myself. So let me see if I can get it I'm going to get this straight on. Sorry, before I go on. This is a very small needle. Let me see if I can get something black behind it. It's a very small needle, so I'm going to inject fully. This is going to be inserted. This whole little metal thing is going to go fully in my stomach. So I pinched. Sorry, I think I cut this off, but I let it go. It's right there. And now I'm going to press it. I like to do it slowly. Some people like to do it faster. I'm just pressing. I am doing this standing up, but you should sit down if you're not comfortable with injecting yourself. And this was everything. I leave it there for a second or two to make sure it's absorbed, and I take it out. There is no blood. I don't know if you can see, but there's nothing. You cannot see where this went in. I like to cover it back and dispose it. And the way I dispose this is I put it in a glass container with a lid, and that's it. And then you throw it in the garbage. When you're ready, when it's filled, you just write sharps and you throw it in the garbage. So this is how I do my injections. If you have any questions, just leave it in a comment down below. I always answer the questions. One more thing, the price that I pay, people are always asking me, how much do I pay for my Zepbound shots? So this price was from before I came to Brazil. I've been here for 3 months. So it was from 3 months ago. And it was $454. That includes 4 vials, and that's enough for 4 weeks, for a month. And that includes all the supplies. It includes 5 syringes, which is even more. They include an extra one just in case. And it also includes the swab, the alcohol swab, and the gauze. And I want to answer actually before I go, because I know people are going to ask, because they asked this on the other video. Why is there medication left here, right? This is a question that I get a lot here. And the reason why is that the manufacturer knows that it's hard for people to draw the whole thing. So like, let's say this was exactly what you needed. Like it came with exactly what you needed for your shot. If you're not used to taking the thing out, you're going to bend the needle. You're not going to be able to fully get the shot. So they put a little extra to make it easier for people to be able to get the amount that they need. And you don't have to think that, oh my God, this is so expensive, so I'm going to take it all. I know that a lot of people think like that, but if you need more, just increase the dose. At least that's the way that I think. That's my opinion. Just increase the dose. Just ask for the next dose. This is not going to make you richer or poorer. It's just going to make you maybe sicker. This is just going to make things more complicated and maybe is going to even give you more side effects, and your body is just not going to know. Like 1 week you're getting 0.5 ml, the other week you're getting 0.6. It's hard for your body to adjust to something that's all over the place. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you when I learn some new stuff.